Hello, dear students. Our lesson for today is about mass and density. Objectives. At the end of this video, students will be able to infer that mass is a physical property that characterizes the quantity of matter an object contains. Recognize the units of mass, kilogram and its subunits. Convert from kilogram into other subunits. Instructions. Before you start, please read and follow these instructions. Sit in a quiet place, prepare your stuff, follow your teacher's instructions, repeat the video more than once, ask your teacher for more clarification. The materials that you want to use are your mobile phone or your tab, a calculator, a notebook and a pencil, and the physics booklet. If you remember from the first lesson, matter is anything around us having volume and mass. Volume is the space that is occupied by an object, but mass is what? Nada and Ahmed was plucking apples from the tree beside their home once he picks up a big apple.
Look, it's a big apple.
Yes, it has a big mass.
Mass? What does that mean?
Let's go home and find out.
E-learning time. Consider two apples where one is big and the other is small. Place each of these apples on one palm of your hand. What do you notice? The big apple is heavier than the small one. Which one of these apples contains more matter? Of course, it's the heaviest apple, that is the big apple. Then, the apple that contains more matter has the greater mass. So as a definition, mass is the quantity of matter that an object contains. This definition you have to keep it in your mind. Nada wants to make a cake. She needs the following ingredients: baking powder, butter, and flour. But how much does she need from each of these ingredients? 7 milligrams from baking powder, 200 grams from butter, 1 kilogram from flour. But what are these milligram, gram, kilogram? They are units of mass. So we have some units of masses: milligram, gram, and kilogram. But the SI unit of mass is kilogram. Pay attention that to measure the mass of heavy objects, we have to use the ton unit. Let's make a summary. As a definition, the mass is the quantity of matter that an object contains. We have some units of mass like milligram, gram, kilogram, and ton. The SI unit of mass is kilogram. You have to memorize them well. Scale of mass. This is the scale of mass, where it is arranged in the decreasing order from the biggest unit to the smallest unit. Ton, kilogram, hectogram, decagram, gram, decigram, centigram, and milligram. But the units that we want to use are only these: ton, which is the biggest unit, kilogram, that is the SI unit, gram, and milligram, that is the smallest unit. We can put it in this form or in this form. As usual, when we want to move from the biggest unit to the smallest unit, you have to multiply. And if you want to move from the smallest unit to the biggest unit, we have to divide. Between each successive units, we have 1000, For example, from ton to kilogram, you have to multiply by 1000. From kilogram to gram, you have also to multiply by 1000. From gram to milligram, you have to multiply by 1000. But from milligram to gram, that is from the smallest unit to a bigger one, you have to divide by 1000. From gram to kilogram, you have to divide by 1000. And from kilogram to ton, you have also to divide by 1000. Keep it on your mind because it helps you to convert between units. Let's make an example. Convert the number 25 from milligram to gram. From milligram to gram means from the smallest to a bigger unit. Then we have to divide. And these two units are next to each other. Then there is 1000 between them. So we have to divide 25 by 1000. And from mathematics lessons, when you want to divide by 1000, you have to move the comma 3 columns from the right of the number to the left. 1, 2, 3. Stop here and substitute zeros in the empty columns. So 25 milligram equals 0.025 grams. Let's take another example, 2 ton, and you have to convert this number into kilogram. So, from the biggest unit to a smaller one, and these two units are next to each other, then you have to multiply by 1000. And from mathematics lesson, when you want to multiply by 1000, you have to move the comma from the left of the number to the right. 1, 2, 3. Stop here and substitute the empty columns by zeros. So 2 ton equal to 1000 kilograms. Another example, 6000 kilogram, and you have to convert it into ton. Kilogram and ton are two successive units where you have to convert from the smaller unit to the biggest one. So you have to divide by 1000. And as we said, to divide by 1000, you have to move the comma from the right of the number to the left. 1, 2, 3. So 6000 kilogram is equal to 6 ton. Pause this video and start to solve number 6, page 9 on your worksheet 4. Have you finished? Let's start to solve your homework. Don't forget the scale of mass. To convert from 1 kilogram to gram, that is from the bigger unit to the smaller one, and they are two units that are next to each other, then you have to multiply by 1000. Then 1 times 1000 equal 1000 gram. You have to convert 1 kilogram into milligram. That means from the bigger unit to the smallest one. And you have to jump 2 steps to get 1 million. So 1 times 1 million equal 1 million. The final one is to convert 1 kilogram into ton. Kilogram to ton, that means from the smaller unit to the biggest one, and there are two units that are next to each other, then you have to divide by 1000. 1 divided by 1000 equal 0.001 ton. As an evaluation, solve number 7 on your worksheet. This video is prepared by teachers Fatima Noon and Salwa Shabshul, recorded by teacher Zainab Saifuddin, reviewed and supervised by Ghida Ashraf.